today we are taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Battle Cat Fighting Tiger. This is modern posing retro play. It looks pretty cool. Always wanted a Battle Cat in my collection, or even as a kid growing up. I never had one. Here is the back. Looks pretty cool. It is back. He-Man. Alright guys, so here he is out of the box. Now this is actually an Origins line Battle Cat for the Rebirth vintage line of Masters of the Universe. However, he fits in pretty well with the original Masters of the Universe figures. Are about a little bit over 6 and 7 inch line of scale right there. I think he looks pretty good. Fantastic figure for 25 bucks. You can't go wrong. I used to play with the original one, but I never had it. The Classics one was way too expensive to ever get, which is really nice though. This one, like I said, 25 bucks. I'll take it just to finally have a Battle Cat Cringer in my collection, and he looks fantastic. Alright, so taking a look at Battle Cat right now with the armor, like I said before, this is more geared to a vintage looking line of figures, so the armor looks pretty good. It's not as detailed, the paint apps aren't there, you could probably do a nice wash on it, but the overall sculpting of it is pretty good. Even the cat itself, Cringer, he has a nice green body with the yellow stripes on it, so nothing really to complain about at all right here. Now, while this is meant for the smaller vintage figures, I'm gonna use it with my Masters of the Universe figure right here, and he does fit in there on the saddle. It's a little bit tight, but you can get him in there overall, and I think it's a good look. I mean, Battle Cat wasn't not actually that much, he was big, but he wasn't like humongous compared to He-Man, so I think it's a pretty decent size. What I would like to do though is I'm gonna wash this and everything, the armor, but I'm gonna hollow out this area as well with a heat gun. Let's see how that works first, just to make this a little bit more, a little bigger for him to fit in, because his little fur tunic right here, which is rubber, kind of rubs up against it, so it makes it a little bit harder to get in there, but it should be pretty doable overall. And overall, I think with him on it, they look great together. Now, taking a look at the figure itself as well, I want to just take a look at the head sculpt, and there isn't a lot of paint on it, but look at the eyes. The eyes look pretty good as well. They line up pretty well with the head underneath there, which is nice. Now you can take the armor off, which is pretty easy. It does come off right there. You can see inside there are a bunch of rivets right there, so it does kind of lock in a little bit by pressure, so you shouldn't have a problem with it falling off, which is good. But you could take it off, which is nice. And on the back right here, you can, on the bottom side, there's a little bit of a belt. Unlatch that, and now you have Cringer, the scared cat. Now, I could be wrong, but I believe this is a repaint of Skeletor's Panther, the purple one. He looks pretty good though, overall. A nice decent body for a big gigantic cat, which is no problem here right now. The green looks pretty good. It has the yellow stripes overall, so it looks nice. Cringer right here isn't as terrified or scared looking as he was in the cartoon, which is okay. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it because it's, he's a nice looking tiger. Now, this body mode isn't quite the same as the Classics one. I do have the Griffin, which I'll do a size comparison with soon, but going into the figure right now, for articulation on his legs, they do have hinges on the front and end sides right here. At the elbows, if you want to call it that, it does have a hinge also, and does also rotate left and right, so you have some articulation there. The biggest downfall, I believe, is there's no ankle joints, you want to call it that. So posing might be a little bit limited. For his tail, he does have a hinge and a swivel, so you can move it around, which is nice right there. And you go to the head right here and the neck joint. His neck goes up and down like that. At the neck right here, it goes side to side, which is great. And also at the mouth, it opens up, which is really nice. And I love the paintwork. This is the red. The red really pops. But definitely the fact that it doesn't have any ankle joints does limit your posability a little bit. So if you want to get to some classic poses, like him, kind of stalking a little bit, I don't know, like this, like that, I don't know. But the fact that the feet are always going to be up a little bit kind of limits it, but it's not horrible. And here he is with He-Man without the armor on, and a nice size comparison right there. I think they look pretty good. I think this is a great size. Like I said, I don't know if you guys remember, Battle Cat was not humongous. His back would be up at the head of He-Man. He was about this size, maybe even smaller actually. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. All right, so I had to switch cameras because these guys are so big. But here they are side by side. So this is a Classics Griffin right here, which I believe shared a very similar base body along with the original Battle Cat. So you can see they're a lot different. This one has better articulation, has better sculpting, feels a lot better and more heftier. If anything, this is pretty light and more hollow. But at the size comparison, you can see that this one is still a little bit bigger in general. It also has more articulation, like I said. It actually has over here a ab joint or a ball joint in the diaphragm here, so you do have more movement right there. It has more, especially ankle joints, which is a big thing, so you get better poses out of it. The hinges are the same on the legs though, but you just have a little bit added articulation that might help in the long run. I think pretty much over here, the difference, like this one, probably swapped it out when it had the Battle Cat version right there, and the head is obviously different, but you can tell side by side right here. I mean, the sizes aren't that much different per se. He is definitely bigger though. He has a bigger harness on his back as well. But decent size though. You know, this one for 25 bucks, not bad at all. I'm happy to take it for $25. And just going back on the saddles, like I said, this has a bigger saddle that fits this figure specifically. So when you put him in there, he fits a lot better, like so, like that. So like I said, I'm probably going to work on this to make this part a little bit more hollowed out so I can fit a normal He-Man figure in there. And like I said before, you can easily put the armor back onto him right here. So you just attach this on like so. It kind of just fits on, which is pretty nice. But underneath right here, you put the belt on like so. Just gotta slide it in there, tighten it up. There you go. And the helmet itself on the bottom right here has all these little ridges, so it kind of just stays on nicely on the. And yeah, for 25 bucks, man, I am not complaining. Fantastic. I want to go back to the fact that, like I said before, on the ankle joints, there aren't any ankle joints at all. So posing wise, you know, you can get to decent poses, but it looks kind of weird because his ankles don't like go down. You know, so yeah, you will be a little bit limited in poses, but if you just want to, there you go, head pops off, but if you just want to pose him like this, standing up straight, it looks great. And that's all I want him anyway, because I'm gonna have him posing on with He-Man on top like that. What more do you need? So yeah, you know, like I said, I will probably work on this, maybe do a nice wash on it, fix the saddle a little bit better. But overall, I'm really happy to have this for 25 bucks. 25 bucks. Awesome. And that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching. Like always, comment, criticize, subscribe. Do whatever you want to pay attention. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Peace.
That's crispy.